That's exactly what I was saying, you know it.
Hey, the Marine City Commission meeting is called to order on Thursday, May 1st, 2025 at 7 o'clock p.m. Can we give a moment of silence to send our positive thoughts and prayers to those in our community that need our support? Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And can we get a roll call, please?
Commissioner Bryson. Commissioner Hendrick.
Here.
Commissioner Clausen.
Here.
Commissioner May.
Here.
Commissioner O'Brien.
Here.
Commissioner Rory.
Here.
Mayor Vandenbosch.
Here.
City Manager Reeves.
Here.
I'll make a motion to excuse Commissioner Bryson.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now we have on number 4 for approval of the agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
I'll make a motion.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. On to item 5, presentations, proclamations, recognitions. And we have a proclamation for Professional Municipal Clerks Week. And I'd like to invite Deputy Clerk Carol Brown and Clerk Jason Bell, if you'd like to join us out in front, please.
Front and center.
And I'd like to read you guys the proclamation we have for the 56th Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week, which is from May 4th to May 10th, 2025. Whereas the office of Professional Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. Whereas the office of the Professional Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants. And whereas the office of the Professional Municipal Clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, local governing bodies, and the agencies of government at all other levels. And whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful in their neutrality, impartiality, and rendering equal service to all. Whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. Whereas the professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of affairs of the office of the professional municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and in annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations. Whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the professional municipal clerk. Now, therefore, I, Jennifer Vandenbosch, Mayor of Marine City, do recognize the week of May 4th through May 10th, 2025 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our professional municipal clerk, Jason Bell, and Deputy Clerk Carol Brown, and to all the professional municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities that they represent. Dated this first day of May 2025.
You are now husband and wife. You want a black pen?
Okay, and now on to 6 for public comment. This is now our time for public comment. Any member of the public may address the City Commission on any topic. Please step to the podium, state your name for the record, and be heard. No commissioner, department head, or city staff will respond. The city manager will follow up on public comments as necessary. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes. Please direct all comments to me as the meeting chairperson. Please refrain from the use of profanity, and please do not direct any comments towards members of the public. And we have anybody like to speak tonight? Hearing, seeing none, no public comment. We will move on to approval of the minutes. We have 7A, the City Commission meeting minutes of April 17th, 2025. And can I have a motion to approve the minutes of April 17th, 2025?
Make a motion.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, carries. Under 8 for the consent agenda, we have the Historical Commission meeting minutes of January 21st, 2025, the Historical Commission special meeting minutes of February 18th, 2025, And we have a special event permit for the Chamber of Commerce Streamtime Live Cam Crawl. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items A through C as presented?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda items 8A through 8C.
Support?
Okay, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hendrick.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner May.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Brien.
Yes.
Commissioner Rourke.
Yes.
Mayor Vandembosch.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Under 10 for financial business, we have 10A expenditures, including payroll in the amount of $256,602.07. Can I have a motion to approve the expenditures, including payroll, in that amount of $256,602.07?
I'll make a motion that we approve expenditures including payroll for $256,602.07.
Support?
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner May.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Brien.
Yes.
Commissioner Rourke.
Yes.
Mayor Vandembosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Hendrick.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, under 10B, we have Resolution 009-2025, and that's the Michigan Class Authorized Signer in Participation.
This is the last one. This has been a very fickle process in terms of trying to get all this completed. This will allow us to get into the program now with this resolution.
Excellent.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 009-2025, a resolution to approve an authorized signer to execute the Michigan Class Certificate of Delivery and resolution to participate.
Support?
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner May.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Brien.
Yes.
Commissioner Rourke.
Yes.
Mayor Vandembosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Hendrick.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, on to unfinished business. We have 11A, the updated personnel policies and procedures, and City Manager Reeves.
Yes, we've tried diligently to catch every run-on word and misspelling and missing word, but we failed in our endeavors. And although it structurally is very close to what you saw before, when we went to format, we lost a sentence, as you see, in regards to the one we handed out to you. And then we had a professional proofreader review the document, and she has found some additional things that we'd like the opportunity to take care of. If you would approve it in its form and allow us some housekeeping grace, it would be ready to go at that point, and we can put it into practice, and then the attorney can finish his work in terms of the charter.
I'll make a motion.
I'll support.
Any other discussion?
Just what we discussed earlier about the oral and the verbal. Want to fix that? Okay.
Oral and verbal, I'll write one down. Okay.
Should be,
And if
one
there's
of them
any
should
other,
be written. The other ones are typos, and I'll
you can just
email
say-
that to Jason.
Okay.
There's- That's the only thing I saw else that, besides your one here, is that
Okay.
doesn't make any sense.
I'm really glad I didn't write this one.
I laid at night, Bob, just worried.
The power,
Thank you, Rita.
no problem.
I just want to add that I think this version has been fantastic. It's
Yeah.
really great work, very thorough, very comprehensive.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner O'Brien.
Yes.
Commissioner Rourke.
Yes.
Mayor Vandembosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Hendrick.
Yep.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner May.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, on to B, the update on the water main construction and solve project phase 1 estimates and repair damaged goods discussion, and we'll talk City Manager Reeves.
Okay, I gave you a little bit of a handout in terms of where we're at and what we're facing. So the project, construction-wise, we're several months in now. We're in what we would call phase 1. We've gotten through a lot of the water main installation pieces in phase 1. We've done a number of the tie-ins. For the public's sake, we understand that we are running into daily issues in terms of striking sanitary pipes, storm sewer, destroying water tie-ins, finding piping that's not on the plan, so we dig there, it shows nothing there, and we're finding capped ends and things of that nature, which is kind of typical when you have a city with aging infrastructure. Some of that stuff wasn't wrote down or was changed on the fly and never put into a set of as-bills. People will see leaking valves throughout the city, leaking fire hydrants. I've kept you abreast in terms of issues we're having with valve and the ability to control water and shut it off or turn it down in order to we make live cuts into water systems. So if we're gonna cut into a 8-inch or 12-inch pipe, we throttle the water down, do a live cut so people keep their water, we keep the pressure. So we don't lose pressure, then have to take other steps that are required under Eagle. But very candidly, we'll go multiple blocks to find a valve that'll actually turn and slow the water. If you've seen lately fire hydrants opened and running, that's us using another method to throttle down the water in order to make cuts into the pipe. That's the only way we have to release the pressures, to allow the water to run, to turn it down in order to do that. We will be putting in emergency valves in multiple different areas in order to, that weren't part of the original project, but in piece with the project, it has to be done. So literally, we were beyond Ward to West, and we couldn't find a valve that would shut off. And you don't want to shut off half the city, so you have issues like that. The poor roadways are continuing. I know you receive complaints from your constituents. We receive them daily. God helped us today and washed the dust off. Everybody's home for a little bit. It'll be back tomorrow. They have a requirement to grade the roads and fill the potholes and take care of the holes. I've made you aware of a couple incidents in regards to incidents that were reported to us. We've taken action on those. We've done all we can do. We're at a point, though, in the construction that the saw work that you authorized, we received a portion of it. It was sent to our engineers who had to, for lack of a better word, decode it and put it into a form that allowed it to be read by the contractor in order to give us a price on fixing stuff. It's not just a time and material type quote, because very candidly, it may call for 12 feet of pipe here, but when they go out to dig it, it's actually 16 feet because they can't see the other pieces that are issue. We know we have collapsed sewer lines. We know we have storm manholes in that no longer exist. They're washed away. Or when they excavated, they caved in. So we're well aware of that. On South 3rd, almost the entire stretch of that block from Scott and Bell and Robinson and on, there's a significant number of issues in there. We're going to try to take that area as our first step in terms of fixing some of those areas before we pave. Now, when the contractor put this together, he had a schedule he had to keep that Eagle approved and we signed an agreement with. We're at the limits of that schedule. He also has other contractors lined up, whether it be curbing, cement work, whether it be asphalting. So they're also say they'll start on X day or within so many hours of X day. We've stretched the limits of that in order to try to get the repairs in. Unfortunately, what's going to happen is we met today for 2.5 hours. They're preparing for me on that stretch of South 3rd Street a number of different quotes to take care of the issues there. We will not have enough time to get back contractually to the next meeting. So we'll be in default of the contract. The contractor can come after us, and as his subcontractors can also go after him and come back after us because we're the proximate cause of the reason of the delay. And they've been very good in working with this, but it's a process that takes time. And unfortunately, we didn't know this as we got into it. So the point I'm at is that I'm going to have some quotes coming in that we're going to need an immediate turnaround, either approval, adjustment, or denial, and some action taken in order to facilitate getting the repairs needed so that they can pave. They're ready to pave certain sections of the streets right now. The plant opens next week. So literally, I've got less than a week to try to get this around. Your two options are, and this is going to happen again in another section I'm going to talk about in a minute, are give the authority to the city manager to approve these emergency needs. And I'll tell you, my plan is to take this out of our sewer fund. We have approximately 900 and some $1,000 out of that fund to facilitate those repairs along South Third, and then give you a report afterwards in terms of this is what was authorized, this is what we accomplished, this is what we found, and this is the model that we used. And if the model works, we'll replicate it in other areas for the same problems. Or to call a special meeting. Of course, we'd have to post it within 18 hours. That in itself would be a problem if we get close to the day in terms of getting everybody in here, get you in here, take a vote, and then direct them to order the needed equipment, the piping supplies, and then start the process. So that's one section of it. And then the additional saw work that needs to be done on the north end of the city, and also the subdivisions off of West Road. That hasn't been completed yet. We ran into manpower issues and other work-related issues in the DPW, and I think I offered a little glimpse in terms of some of that. We can't keep up, very candidly. I don't have enough bodies to plug all the holes, and I'm burning them out, it's a process. And unfortunately, I have to take our most experienced employees to put them on this project to make determinations. We're going to take this way or across these people lawn, and we're going to approach it from they're making those field decisions with the inspectors, and it's getting documented. So way beyond us, somebody else will say, hey, they actually wrote this stuff down and we can find stuff. It's a real interesting concept. So the only other choice is to utilize Michigan Pipe to cleanse or bore these pipes in order to do the saw work. They have 50% visibility in a pipe. The standard is 80%. In addition, some of the piping is extremely deep, way beyond our capabilities. As an example, some of these are 18 feet down in terms of the large sewer ends. That's going to have to be Piper Zac or Michigan Pipe anyway. We don't have the equipment, nor are people trained to go into spaces like that. So there's another area where I would need, and I'm supposed to have prices between tomorrow and this weekend. They'll call me. We'd either have to set another meeting for the same practice and go through the same practice I described with the first one. I apologize to you, but there's no easy way to do this. I'm doing this on the fly as I try to keep this project moving forward and solve the issues that are associated with the project. We knew it would be messy. It's still a little messy, but that's the only way I know in order to keep it going and also take care of the associated problems. The last thing in the world I want to do, and very candidly, we cannot do, is I cannot legally pave over a street where I know has a crushed or a broken sanitary line. That's illegal. Nor can the contractor. He can be held responsible. So he would walk away at that point if we chose to say just meet the contract. So I hate to, I don't leave you many options. Your options are let me do it or bring you in for multiple special meetings. Counselor, did I miss anything or?
I think there's a way we could do this. I'm not saying it's a third option, but what I would recommend is these are expenses that have to get paid, and we're under a time element that has been explained to me by the city manager in depth. I would recommend that you authorize the city manager to make these field decisions, but that the field decisions made in the supporting documentation be brought back to the next meeting as an agenda item so that those decisions and those costs can be aired out to the public and the board can vote to ratify those decisions.
That makes a lot of sense. So a couple of quick thoughts, if I may. One, I don't really see us in a position where, like, if we waited until we got all the quotes in front of us, and we're like, oh, this is what it takes to fix the streets, we're not going to fix them. Like, we're not going to end up in that position. Yeah. We have to spend this to fix these roads and to fix these pipes. The one thought in this of the workers getting overwhelmed and running out of manpower, is there any way to loan?
I'm working on a solution. I'll report that at a future meeting in terms of my email, and I have a lot of work to do on that aspect, and I want to discuss that with the city attorney.
Okay,
So I am working on something in regards to that, but
great, thank you. Well then, I motion that we adopt the city attorney's recommendation in this matter.
Support.
Okay, any other discussion?
Yeah, I was going to ask, years ago, I guess I'm old, but years ago, when we had a problem and we didn't have enough staff in the DPW, we hired subcontractors to come in and fill in for us. Is there any way we can work with the union on that type of a thing?
that's one of the things I'm exploring.
Okay.
We're gonna have to look at the language on that, Bill. But we are looking into that.
Okay.
And then West Boulevard, I know, I had a few, I let you know that some of the people were asking why it wasn't filled in yet. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, I can talk to you about that. A lot of people don't realize that West Boulevard is not entirely under the city's jurisdiction. 1/6 of West Boulevard is actually county roadway, hence the reason why you see two different speed limits. One's 30, one's 25. And the county takes that as a primary road under county jurisdiction, so we have to meet county and MDOT specifications for that road versus what we would do on a city street. So that's created some additional issues that we discussed today in terms of, they require, felt, 8 inches of crushed stone, another felt, another 8 inches, you can only take up, so a lot of that has to go on. The next phase is heading towards West Road. We'll probably shut it completely except the through traffic in order for them to start that process. So that's like within the next couple of days, as long as you see, we started making our cuts across M29. That's more critical because if I don't get that done, I run into the MDOT project that's coming and we can get fined by MDOT. So I've got to get across M29 first before I can get these other issues, yeah.
Who
So I
knew?
know that one's coming.
Who knew the county road commission was so fickle?
Right?
Yeah, okay.
All right, no other discussion, get a roll call, please.
Commissioner Rourke,
Yes.
Mayor Vandembosch,
Yes.
Commissioner Hendrick,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner May,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Now on to 12A under new business, we have board vacancy announcement. And I'm going to read a list of vacancies, and then if anything needs clarification or to elaborate, Clerk Bell's going to help me with that. So current vacancies we have on the Planning Commission, we have 2. Community and Economic Development, we have 1 chamber rep and 2 citizen at large. In the Library Board, we have 1. Historical Commission, we have 1. TIFA, we have 5, 2 being partial terms. Marine City Fire Authority Board, we have 1. Arts History Culture Commission, we have 2 positions that can be non-residents. We have 1 chamber rep and 3 citizen at large. And if anybody's interested in any of these vacancies, please fill out and return application to the city clerk's office by Wednesday, June 11th, 2025 at 4:00 p.m. And I'll ask Clerk Bell if there's any additional information.
That was perfect, Madam Mayor.
All right, thank you. And now we'll go to 12B for Ordinance Review Committee Structure Discussion and City Attorney.
This is a project that we talked about for some time. We bid off the charter project first, which went very well. So we were going to employ a similar process. I would recommend, I've already gone through the ordinance. Believe it or not, there's some work that has to be done. So we're gonna, I know Commissioner Henrick and Bryson have indicated a strong desire to be board reps on the committee. I would recommend that we get 2 citizens at large and 1 business owner to round out a 5-person committee. I would just be around to moderate and direct and bring in, the format for the discussion like we did with the charter process.
Yep.
There's some significant work that has to be done. We may have to consult with our planners or our engineers to some degree on a couple of the ordinances, but I would recommend that we go about it. The committees, this committee is not a decision-making body, it's a committee. They don't have authority to make decisions, but they do have authority to bring back recommended actions to you as a board, and you would have the decision-making authority on any changes to the codes or ordinances of the city. So it's a process we need to get started. It's going to be a while. It's going to take a while. I've already gone through your ordinances and kind of drew some lines that I believed were somewhat homogeneous in sections, that while we're thinking about this, let's get all the ordinances that kind of relate to that and then move to the next section. We have some that we need to visit anyways. You have your a couple things that you've wanted to revisit anyways on your ordinance scheme, and we'll tackle those as well. So I would recommend that the city appoint a non-permanent committee consisting of, if you so choose to take the two recommended board members, put out an application for 2 citizens at large and then and for a business owner in the city to round out a 5-person committee.
So we need to do that in the form of a formal motion then, through that.
Yes.
So, all right, and I know I'd like to nominate Commissioner Bryson and Commissioner Hendrick for that as well off of our board.
Yeah, I got the time.
Okay.
And I know Jake's not down there, but he's good with that. I talked to him.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
has contacted myself, the
Right.
city manager.
Okay. All right.
All right, then could I get a motion then to nominate Commissioner Bryson and Hendrick from the commission, and then to have 2 citizen at large and 1 business owner
I'll make a
for that
motion.
committee?
I'll make a motion.
Support?
Are we gonna put it out for application for how long?
Until the
June 12th, same
June
deadline.
12th deadline.
Okay.
Same as your other vacancies. We were going to try to run them concurrent.
June 11th.
I'm June 11th.
June
sorry.
11th,
Sorry.
yeah,
All
4
right,
o'clock.
so everybody knows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you, listen, if you have persons or a person that you believe fits this role, that, please contact them and get them involved in the application process.
Okay.
You get roll call vote on that?
Yeah, that would be good. You're establishing a committee.
Commissioner Hendrick,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner May,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Brien,
Yes.
Commissioner Rourke,
Yes,
Mayor Vandebosch.
Yes.
Motion carried.
And we will make sure the committee functions in accordance with the Open Meetings Act.
Right, and on to 12C then, the St. Clair County Council on Aging appropriations discussion.
So, your package, you realize that we've received a letter in regards to asking for an appropriation to St. Clair County Council on Aging. In my research, we don't have a policy in regards to this type of appropriation. It's not unusual that the cities and others, governmental entities, would get approached for funding, but it does present a number of different issues. One, right off the top of my head, would be that we don't have the budgetary, we're under some significant budgetary constraints going forward here. This is not something we planned for. 2, you don't have a policy on what groups you will or will not and how you do make a determination on that. We don't know, candidly, maybe not this group, but other groups, do they serve the interests of the city residents? Is it city residents, others, is it other people? There's a lot of things you just don't know or we haven't ventured. I would ask that perhaps we reply or allow me to reply that the time the city's finances don't allow for that, but we'll look at it in the future and they can make application at another time. And then over the next year, we'll have an opportunity to maybe delve into that and set up some type of policy or program.
Do you have a sense of what kind of appropriations we would be giving, amounts or, ballparks?
Years ago, there was a couple groups, they would come and ask to us for like $500. And then we also had years ago, when they got rid of the Guy Center where the seniors used to play cards,
Yeah.
they had to go to another place, so we used to give them the money because they had to pay for the next place. But all that fell apart eventually, and again, due to budget constraints, all of it got dropped.
Sure.
So it was usually just small amounts.
Is there a way we can make the Guy Center available as a short-term donation or offering if the group is in serious?
Well, they have the use of the Washington School, so they have
Right,
quite
they have-
the
they have
facility
space,
now.
right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have the space.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we would work with any group that wanted to present something for our
Sure.
seniors or our citizens, but they have more space than we do, candidly.
Okay.
But, I mean, I can engage them in discussion. I found it's like Field of Dreams. You give to one, others will come.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So I would let's just tip our toe in here and say we'll look at it, but at this point in time here, I did not plan for that type of appropriation going forward, either for one group or many groups.
Yeah, and our budget is tight. It's incredibly tight right now. But it's really hard to wrap my head around this without any sort of figure, because like
Yeah.
500 is maybe a conversation I could see us having. 10,000 we couldn't. You know,
No, it was
I mean,
always small, very
Yeah.
small amounts is all they ever
I'd
used.
certainly be interested in hearing more from this soon, and it might drive us on a policy.
But it'll give me an opportunity to work on it here in the next month
Yeah.
or two.
Yeah. So, would you like a more motion on that to kind
If you-
of table it, to revisit it after a policy, maybe
Just
in
a-
a time period?
A motion to direct the city manager to respond in accordance with the discussion.
I'll make that motion.
Support?
No other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And now on to administrative reports. We have the city attorney report.
I don't have anything on, just to let you know, on May 15th, I'm the keynote speaker at the Michigan Recycling Coalition annual meeting in Muskegon. I will be talking about waste diversion tactics being implemented through county material management planning and how to divert waste from landfilling in the state of Michigan. Kind of applies, because we have waste contracting, and I'll be trying to look at the issues in our contracts to make sure that we're trying our hardest to divert waste from the landfill system. So I'll let you know, because I'm not going to let anyone else know, but I am going to take a prop with me for that discussion. The governor's going to be there. And I went to Home Goods and bought a crystal ball, and I'm gonna put it next to me, and a lot of the answers to these questions are somewhere in that crystal ball, because it's gonna require litigation. At the county right now, they're doing all this
Yes.
planning. And the problem with the planning is they haven't given any direction, like down to the city. Okay, what can the city do to help? What can townships do to help? So that's the nature of the speech, but I'll let you know. I will make it back that evening for the evening meeting, but I'll let you know how it goes.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, the city manager.
I've given you enough reading material for the day, I think. I'll give you a break.
Yeah, it's getting bigger.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
All right, so we have reports from department heads. We have several on this night. Fire Chief Seiser?
Chief?
Chief Pesso? Okay. And Clerk Bell?
I only have one thing, Madam Mayor. I just want to remind everybody that we will be hosting an open house at the Guy Community Center, the former Lions Club at 545 Ward Street, this Saturday, May 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come out, see kind of the updates that we've made to the club, kind of future visions of that club with some grants that we have out there. The Little League has also been gracious enough to donate some hot dogs that we will be giving out for free. And it is also Little League opening day during the same time, so come out and support our Little League and watch some Little League games.
Excellent.
I believe police car will be there, fire truck. DPW, I think, will have some piece of equipment there that is safe for adults and children alike to maybe look at and climb on. And then some other departments will be on hand as well.
It's not a truck made out of signs.
Correct.
All right, on to 14, Commissioner Privilege and Liaison Reports, and we'll start with Commissioner Clausen.
The planning commission had met, and we had two people there that brought in stuff, and we approved them to go forward with them. And we're still looking at projects down at the old well, I say the old Kmart site. I don't know what to call it anymore. But, so we're moving forward and getting stuff in that we can review and vote on, so, thank you.
Hey, Commissioner O'Brien.
A couple of things. Today's May Day. So this is an old Labor Day. There is a free documentary online by a historian named Fred Glass out of California. We mean to make a new that gives you the history of this day and its role in American society. There's a few historians that are quite worth catching at this time of year right now to kind of see where the United States is at and put it into context. A Lincoln Republican by the name of Heather Cox Richardson and a expert on authoritarianism named Tim Snyder are two that come to mind. They have a lot of works that are available online, available to the public. Congrats to Mr. Davis on being the keynote speaker. And this and Clerks Week brings to mind the work that we're doing as a community. I'm always so thrilled with our staff and the things that we're accomplishing. Again, this water project is going to be a very long and grueling project. We're in this together as a community. And so please, if you see our workers out there, be kind and patient with them. They're doing a very hard job. And if you are experiencing issues related to this project, big or small, please call the city. We're here to help you out. Let's figure out what we can do to get through this in a neighborly way. Thanks.
Thank you. Commissioner May.
I think that my comments should be able to go before Mr. O'Brien's. Because I have nothing, I'm sorry.
Commissioner Rory.
I just want to thank the DPW workers for all the hard work and the mess out there. And that's all I have for today.
Thank you. Commissioner Hendrick.
I want to thank them too, because I was out there the day that the Hill Street fiasco started, and I saw the frustration firsthand. Those guys are trying to do everything they can with this. It's just, it's hard. And people have to understand, I mean, they're doing the construction in front of our houses, and I'm living with the dirt, and I'm living with the dust, and I have this stuff in the yard, and I'm cutting around all of it. You just have to be patient. They'll eventually get it done, and we'll have a nice, clean paved street, and what the end result is going to be good. It's just, it is difficult going through the process, but it's something that has to be done. I mean, and so we all just have to grin and bear it until we get nice paved streets. And that's it.
All right, thank you. All right, just real quick, I'd like to also thank our DPW workers and all of our city employees for the job that they do. Again, congratulations on the proclamation for the Professional Municipal Clerks Week. Clerk Bell and Deputy Clerk Brown. Appreciate the jobs that you guys do as well. And looking forward to seeing everybody at the open house and the Little League opener this weekend
I work,
on Saturday. Oh,
I work, I'm sorry.
and with that, we're going to move on to the closed session. And that's 15A, the city manager request for closed session under MCL 15.268A regarding performance discussion. We ask that everyone leave the meeting area for the closed session. We'll inform you when we enter back into open session. There may or may not be action taken upon returning to open session. I get a motion to enter into closed session.
Motion that we enter into closed session.
Support?
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner May.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Brien.
Yes.
Commissioner Rourke.
Yes.
Mayor Vandebosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Hendrick.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Oh, I have one. I almost, you know,
My God, because
because you and I remember that. You and I remember
Yeah,
that.
you shake it up
I
and you ask
have
it a
one.
question.